All right, so now we have a game against Alexei Shirov.
Well, Shirov was very a strong Soviet grandmaster. In one moment, he could play for the World Championship. And it was a small story about this. He was qualified for this match against Kasparov. And I don't know why Kasparov didn't agree to play against him. And he was choosing Kramnik. I mean, he preferred to play against Kramnik. And finally, he lost the title against Kramnik. It happened. Yeah.
But
Well,
to choose was not
nobody knows why. You see,
Mm.
probably they had some problems. They didn't, understand each other. They didn't like each other. I don't know. But if it was normal, they had to play the match for the World Championship. You see, I mean, Shirov was qualified.
Yeah.
That was to say that Shirov was a very strong player. He had to play for the title. So you see what happens here. Very important game theoretical, a little bit strange like this because of the variation, but very interesting. So now Queen f3, a little bit unusual, but well, White threatens already mate in one, you see,
Yeah.
almost mate. So e6, knight g2, and from here everything is very tactical, So b5, no?
Yes.
Bishop b3, a5, no? a3, okay. A4 is also possible, but it's more complicated. After b4 is not so easy to break through, So, okay, and here Black played a little bit too optimistic, bishop a6. Well, probably was better to play knight e7 or I don't know, knight d7, something, but not bishop a6.
But why
Because from here it starts. We'll see why, you see. We'll explain.
Okay.
So White has to do something very quickly. She played okay, she played very well, d5. Okay, so has to decide what to do. He took normally in d5, and here e5, of course. And okay, very interesting, knight e4. So you have to be already very careful with Black, you see, because White is threatening something all the time,
Yeah.
So okay, queen c7, c4, excellent move. Now White wants to open the game, you see. Gives a pawn for very strong initiative, and if Black wants to do something, has one choice here: take immediately in c4 or play first a4. If Black played here a4, very strong move was bishop d1 with the same idea. I mean, gives you the same possibility to take in c4, but later on White takes with tempo the pawn in a4. It's impossible to take with the queen later in c4 because you lose the queen. Knight takes d6 check, finished.
Yes.
So, okay, so he took immediately in c4, which is, not very easy to resist, The alternative was to play f5, but f5 again is very unpleasant because White comes with knight g5 to e6, and then if he arrives in e6 is probably already lost for Black, So, okay, after this, check, very strong, and now knight d7, of course. And here, knight c3. Well, Judith prepares, you see, what happens, giving the opponent the possibility to decide again, to decide a plan. See? The idea is to play here, if Black allows, bishop c6 or immediately knight b5 with very strong initiative for White, you see. Instead, Black would play king f8, which probably is the best move, or king e7 like in their game. You see, king e7 seems very strong, you see, because the king defends again in d6 and threatens to come with the knight in f6. If he arrives with tempo in f6, it's probably enough to defend, not to lose in a few moves. And from here, very big surprise. After king e7, everything forced. Knight takes d6. Now what to do? You can't take with the king because after knight e4 check, you lose the queen or every piece. Everything was check.
You lose the queen?
Yeah. If you go back to e7, d6 check.
Yes.
If you take in d6, in d5, you can imagine, terribly. After knight f6 check, you lose everything with check,
Yeah.
So, okay, you have to, here is complete. He has to take with the queen now, of
Yes.
course. So now, now queen takes first, queen takes d5. Bishop g5 check, yeah? Knight f6, okay. But black is already lost by force, here. So rook d1, everything first. So now what to do? There are two moves, queen e6 or queen b7. Well, everything wins. So he played queen b7. At least he hopes to win a few pieces for the queen, So rook d7 check, takes with the queen, bishop takes. Now the problem is that if you take back with the king in d7, you lose again the rook from a8 with the knight c5 check, Knight c5 check and queen takes in a8 and you lose, you lose everything. So, okay, and the last hope is h6. He attacks. Well, of course, the position is lost for black, But very nice that here white can win immediately in one move. And queen d1 and black resigned. Fantastic game,
Black resigned, yes.
Now, if you take in g5, queen d6 mate.
Oh. I think it still can go here.
Well, there's a bishop c6 check, bishop e6 check. Well, everything. You lose everything with check.
True.
Yeah. Terrible.
Very
Beautiful,
nice.
no?
Beautiful, yes. Very, very quick.
Very effective, But in a few moves like this, you see? Yeah.
Yes.
Because the white initiative was too strong. I mean, the king had not a safe place to go, you see? And because of this, every possibility, was there for white, you see?
So the sacrifice was
everything was possible, Sacrifice a piece, to sacrifice a pawn, sacrifice 2 pawns, everything was possible. And it was very strong.
Nice.
Yeah. Beautiful, very beautiful game.
Thank you.
You're welcome.